Go ahead, sir. You're in Concord, Massachusetts.
Good. I'm sorry. Good morning. C-SPAN's Book TV recently did a lecture from the University of Wisconsin about the events surrounding 9/11. The lecturer, a person by the name of David Ray Griffin, is a professor emeritus at the University of Charmant, and he certainly is no freaky conspiracy theorist. He is a man with gravitas. It was his conclusion, based upon the evidence, that that 9/11 was that the government was complicit in and engineered 9/11. Now, before you dismiss this as nonsense, the audience of over I think it was 400 people, gave the person a standing ovation. It seems that these theories are starting to take currency in the country, and it appears that you have a lot of explaining to do.
Caller, let me ask you, why would the government want 9/11 to happen, in your opinion?
Because it was the pretext for war, the pretext for the planning of the operation of the Gulf, of the war in the Gulf. You needed a pretext, and this was it.
Okay, let's assume that that's correct. Why would the government want to go to war in Iraq?
Hello?
Yeah.
Well, I think there were three reasons. One was for to make the Middle East safe for Israel. The other one was to bring market forces into that area, and the third one was to establish military bases.
I'm not familiar in any detail with Professor Griffin's work, so I don't know that I can respond. But the charge, of course, that the United States government was complicit in 9/11 is just extraordinary. And we found zero evidence of that. Our government planned that attack. So I think the burden of persuasion is on their side here, and I'd be very, very skeptical of it. He said the evidence is very strong. I haven't seen that evidence.
Have you read David Griffin's book?
No.
Have you heard about David Griffin's book?
Yes.
And what do you do when you get a book like that? Do you have people that go over it?
Well, look, we have hundreds of people like that commenting on our report, maybe thousands, looking at every detail. We had 1,600 footnotes. They look at all 1,700. They look at every footnote. And that's okay. That's the way it ought to be. We cannot respond to every critic. If we spent all of our time responding to critics, we wouldn't have gotten anything done at all. So we had to fulfill our statutory mandate and look at what we had to do. Tell the story of 9/11 the best we could. We tried to do that. We think we have written the definitive story of 9/11. That doesn't mean it's accurate in every respect, but it certainly will be the beginning point for any future analysis of 9/11. And people will be critical of that, as this caller and others are. Let them come forward with their evidence and make their case in the public arena.